Jacob Gonzalez is one of the more exciting offensive players in the 2023 draft class, but there's some questions around his profile. I'm Jeff Ponce. Welcome to another Baseball America Quick Hits. I got Carlos Collazo, our lead draft analyst, alongside me. Carlos, welcome to the show. Talk to me a little bit about Jacob Gonzalez, one of the more exciting, one of the more famous names in this 2023 draft class.
Yeah, he is one of the most exciting players in this class. He's at the top of the board for a reason. We'll get into some of the questions of his profile later, but what's fascinating to me about Gonzalez is he's one of the players in this class who came from the 2020 high school class, which really pushed a lot of talented players to the college ranks. And the scouts really nailed his projection out of high school. At the time, he was a multi-sport athlete, played quarterback, threw a ton of touchdown passes for Glendora High. But scouts thought that as he focused more on baseball, he could develop into a power-oriented, left-handed hitting player who fits in the middle of a lineup and might have to move off of shortstop at the next level. Despite that athleticism, he's not the fastest guy. And I think it's fascinating because that player they projected 3 years ago is really the player that he's become today.
Unbelievable. Credit to scouts on that one.
They're good.
Talking a little bit more about the offensive profile, because I think that's something that folks are interested in learning about. Obviously, folks say the hit tool is the most important tool. We'll see if that's the case or not. It's a unique swing, but he's been a good offensive player. So talk to me a little bit about the profile.
Yeah, he's been an outstanding offensive player. I mean, it's been power. It's been on-base percentage. You mentioned the swing. It's not the most picturesque swing by any means. A lot of left-handed hitters have really smooth, easy, picturesque swings. That's not the case for Gonzalez. It's a bit funky. It's crouched and open in the lower half, and then his upper half is tucked in where he's showing a lot of his back to the pitcher. When he swings, there's almost like a little Ichiro movement where he's already moving out of the box as he's finishing his swing. So it's not the most easy looking swing in the world, but it's worked for him. He's hit a ton of home runs, 30 home runs in 2 seasons. Like I mentioned, the walk rate, he's been a player who has gone through ups and downs offensively when the balls aren't falling in the field, but that walk rate, he's walked more than he struck out for his entire career. And so that kind of gives him a floor of offensive production that allows him to be steady even when those hits aren't falling. It's power from the left side. It's pure hitting ability. The contact rate overall is 85% with Ole Miss, and the end zone contact rate is even better, 93%, which is just fantastic when you pair it with the power and the batting eye that he has.
That's a really exciting offensive player, but the questions are out there. Where is he going to play defensively? What are the chances that he sticks at shortstop? Where do you think he ends up long term?
Yeah, I think if you asked this question 3 years ago, most scouts in the industry would have told you that he's going to move to third base. He's a good athlete, but he's not the most fleet of foot. I think it's probably a below average speed projection at the next level. But the one thing that he has done in college is play a lot of shortstop. He's been the everyday shortstop for Ole Miss, where he's been solid, and he's also been a back-to-back Team USA starting shortstop, and that carries a lot of weight in the industry. I think there have been a number of players who are big shortstops for the position that a lot of scouts wonder if they're going to have to move. We've seen a lot of players who have stuck at the position despite being a little bit bigger, a little bit slower. Teams are great at positioning defensive players on the infield these days, and I think that he's been reliable enough with good arm strength that he's going to get a chance to stick at the position. For whoever drafts him, will select him as a shortstop and run him out at that position. And I think he's done a good job of reinforcing that he can play it, but his ability to stick there long term is going to be the biggest question about his profile moving forward, and how he addresses that in 2023 will determine ultimately where he gets drafted this year.
So really exciting offensive player there, Jacob Gonzalez, currently a shortstop at Ole Miss. Carlos, thanks for breaking him down. We'll be back with another Quick Hits.